This is where you go, hi YouTube. Come on chat, you're too slow. So, today we're gonna go over a tier list people have been asking for ages. We're gonna rate every character based on how strong they are in lane. That does not mean how strong they are overall, but if you are losing a lot of lanes and you're struggling in lane, or you want to get better in the early game, or you want to snowball off the early game, these are the heroes you should pick or avoid if you want to win the lane, okay? And we're gonna start with Abrams, and Abrams is actually pretty weak in lane. His shoulder charge is very long cooldown. He is incredibly hard to set up. Like, he has some combos like Haze Sleep Dart where you can guarantee charges, but a good player against you will just avoid your charge and you won't be able to, you know, get your combo off. He's just not very great in lane. Like, he becomes very good later on, but in lane he's actually kind of like getting bullied. Most people in my chat are saying Apollo is the best laner in the game. I think he's definitely top 3. I don't think there's a debate to be made. I think this character is crazy in lane. He does insane damage. As soon as you get 1 point in your lunge, you heal every time you hit the flawless, so you can trade really well. He can escape for free with deflect, right? He can combo counter ultimates with his deflect, and he just does another 200 damage for free with his 1 every 2 seconds. This is definitely a top 3 laner in the game. He's absolutely crazy. Disgusting. Bebop, I think, is actually very solid, and like I think he's an A-tier laner for the simple reason that he can't really lose the lane, right? If the enemy team pushes into your tower, it's very scary against a Bebop, because if you hit 1 hook under your tower, you win the fight, right? You might get a kill, or you at least deal a lot of damage to the enemy. That being said, he can't also win the lane easily, right? Because like him pushing up, it's kind of hard to put pressure on the enemy, right? So it's very hard to lose the lane with him, but it's very hard to lose the lane against him too. So I think he's pretty solid. Also, he doesn't die. He's super tanky. Billy, I think on the same page where he is very good. I almost want to put him S. I think Billy is very strong. I'm going to put him low S tier. I think Billy is very strong in lane. With the right combo, he really needs either a support like Paige that keeps him up in lane, or someone long range, because the one weakness he has is, again, he has to be close. That being said, if he gets into range, right, he can trade against basically everyone in the game with Blasted, if you do it well, if you don't get parried. So he has very high sustain, he's just very solid in lane. Calico used to be insane. I think she's still very strong. They did nerf her Gloom Bombs a bunch, they did nerf her Slash a bunch, so she does less damage than before. But again, on the same page as Billy, she can't really lose the lane, and once you get your ult, you can still one-shot combo someone, right? So I think she's an SD laner. Celeste is another of the top 3 laners, easily. You cannot trade well against Celeste. As long as she puts her 1 on you, the Light Eater, she can actually just trade against you with lifesteal, and you just lose. Like, plus she can't die. She really can't die. Yeah. So Celeste is a top 3 laner in the game easily. Dorman, A tier, solid. A tier, B tier. So they did nerf his spell in lane, right? Like compared to a few patches ago, he's not super deadly in lane anymore. But again, he's on the same page as like Bebop, where he can't really lose the lane either. And I think he puts more, he can do more in lane than a Bebop, right? He can start. I had a game the other day where I got booped into the enemy walker at 5 minutes. The character has, yeah, I can't rate him any lower than S tier in lane. Drifter, same page. Some people, okay, this might be the most controversial pick of the video. Some people think this guy is bad in lane, somehow. He has some of the highest regen in the lane. I think it's like 3 HP now, right? Or 4 per second. Plus, if you build Life Strike, or sorry, melee Lifesteal, you heal off every single one of your ones for free. He does really good damage. He can push the lane kind of fast. He's not weak in lane. Like, he's actually very, very strong. Dynamo, actually pretty bad. Again, like a lot of the characters that are going to be lower down here have really big hitboxes, and Dynamo always has this issue that it's very easy to harass him out of lane with a lot of characters. Plus, you can counter him easily. If you're aware, you double jump the stomps, right? Or you just stay high ground against him, he can't stomp you. As long as you don't get hit by the stomps, he does nothing in lane. Other than healing, right? He has some healing capabilities, but yeah. He's definitely below average. We'll name this C tier because these are definitely below average characters. Graves, I'm gonna put her A tier for the simple reason, like, it's hard. Okay, if you walk melee range into Graves, she can trade against anyone in the game for free, right? You want to stay out of the suck range. And Graves, until you get the ultimate, she's actually kind of weak in lane. But when you get the ultimate, the lane is kind of won because you put the tombstone down and you can push the enemy tower for free. Okay, so I think she's middle of the pack. If you're struggling against Graves, stay out of her range, stay away from her radius and harass her, and you will actually do a lot better. Most people that I see losing to Graves is because they're trying to trade while she's sucking you, and you will lose that trade. Okay, Great Talon, A tier lane. Shoots arrows, does good damage, can stay safe, very solid, very good. Haze, actually S tier laner. She is very good. She does the same thing Great Talon does, actually, funnily enough. You stay back, you build fixation, and if you have max fixation, you do a lot of damage, right? So you have to play safe, but she has really good synergy with most characters in the game. Sleep Dart is a free setup for any of your allies to do something, right? So you hit a Sleep Dart, you get one melee, double melee, or like an Abrams charge, or any ability in the game, right? Like she's very, very strong. And some people think she's weak in lane because she's squishy, but she's so good. Guy in chat goes, Dynamo CT is wild. We're talking about laning stage only right now. Pay attention, newbie. Okay. Holiday, pretty weak now. She used to be like one of the best laners in the game, but they nerfed all of her damage. She's pretty weak now. The barrels don't do much damage. Crackshot still does quite a lot. I'll put her high A. I think she's definitely above average in lane, but not great. Same thing goes for Is this a hot take? Hot take, Infernus is actually very weak in lane. All you have to do is avoid the burn and trade efficiently against him, and he's actually kind of weak. Like, I don't think he's very strong. I like laning against Infernus. He does not feel scary in most situations. Like on most characters in the game, I'm fine playing against Infernus in lane. Ivy, same story. Ivy does struggle in lane. The way you play Ivy in lane is you shove the wave. Ideally, you have another gun character with you and you just try to stay alive. But it's very rare for an Ivy to win the lane. She just doesn't do enough damage. She doesn't have enough kill potential. She's just kind of a character that doesn't want to lose the lane, right? Like she's not a good laner. Kelvin, S tier, easily. I almost want to rate him S+. He's the best support in lane. You know? If you get hit by Ice Beam too long, you're dead. If you get hit by too many nades, you're dead. He can heal himself, and once you have Dome, it's a free kill in the lane. Yeah. Geist, S+. I think she's a top 3 laner, right? I'm looking at every other character in the game. I think that's the top 3 in terms of laning. Actually, there's one more coming up. But Geist is crazy in lane. Geist is crazy in lane. Like, you can trade for free. Life Suck gives you health back. You can't lose the lane on Geist. It's just impossible. Hit the enemy with Life Suck, get Mystic Expansion on the one, you do ridiculous damage. You can't lose the lane. Yeah. And I guess, spoilers, last S+ character. Probably second best laner in the game after Apollo, I want to say. The thing with Mirage is, the way the new Scarabs work, if you put a Scarab on an enemy, they cannot trade against you. So if anyone in lane engages you, you put the Scarab on them and you will win the trade every single time. Because the enemy is going to do 20% less damage on everything. Mirage is the only character in the game that can unironically trade against an Apollo and a Celeste. Or a Geist. Because you put the Scarabs on them and they can't trade against you. And for that reason alone, Mirage is absolutely broken in lane. Lash, I'm going to put hot take. Is this hot? No. Lash is good in one lane, which is the side lane with the crane, if you have high ground. Lash is also solid in middle, solid-ish, because you can gank, but in the lane itself, he's not that great. He's very avoidable. But yeah, he's not dog shit. I'm gonna put him A tier. Like, let's call this B. Let's not have a B. Okay, here. There you go, okay. I think that's okay. Let's stop with the S+. Yeah. Okay. McGinnis, I think like on paper she's actually okay now. Like she is good in lane. Is she good? Is she even good in lane anymore? They nerfed her damage on the gun quite a lot, right? Yeah, I think like with the turrets, it's one of those characters where it's hard to lose the lane, right? Because you have sustain with the turrets, you have sustain with the healing, and a wall can save you from a lot. It's just kind of hard to push aggressively into certain characters, because for example, a McGinnis won't be able to trade well against some of these ST characters, right? So I'm gonna put a high B. There you go. Mina, easily A tier. I think she's a tiny bit, now after all the damage nerfs she had, she's a tiny bit lower than the S tier characters. But don't let that mistake you, like Mina is probably a top 5 laner in the game. Like still a top 5 laner in the game. Moon Krill, I'm gonna give him a low B. And I think most people play wrong against Moon Krill in lane. All you have to do is stay out of his scorn range and shoot him. And on most characters, he will eventually get low enough to where he can't do anything. He has to get melee range into you to get value. Now that being said, he's also incredibly survivable, right? Like he can stay alive with scorns. But I talked to 2 of the best Mo players and I played with them the last few days, which is Prenup Perplexity and Palmer. They're both really good Mo players and both of them agree with me that Mo is like actually just kind of, it's hard to win the lane actively. It's very hard to win the lane actively. It is. Because good players will stay out of the range. Now, if you don't stay out of the range, you will get fucked, right? So for that reason alone, I'll put him high B. Paige the new A tier. Paige is easily A tier. She does have better and worse combos. Ideally, you want to put her with someone that wants to be in front of her, like a Billy, like an Abrams, right? And just put shields on them. But she does a lot of damage herself, melee range, especially level 1, right? Like the Paige can walk up, put shield on herself, and trade against you really efficiently. She's a very strong laner. Paradox, solid. Nothing much to say about her. She does good damage, but she's not crazy at anything. You have kill potential once you have the ult. Before then, it's kind of whatever. Same for Pocket. He does okay, but like he's not the greatest laner. Like you don't have kill potential until you get like Cold Front and ideally the ult. And you know the way you play the lane on Pocket is you use your cloak through the creeps to push them, and that's about it. Rem easily S tier. Or A tier. Yeah, almost high A tier. This character is crazy in lane. Unless you max Pillow first. Don't go Pillow in lane. All you have to do here, I'll explain to you how to play Rem in lane. You get Familiars first. You put the Familiar on your healing creep. And the enemy can't kill the healing creep. And then you shoot the enemy and they die. That's it. And then you get the heal point and heal your ally and yourself every time you get low. And then you trade against the enemy. And then you can also just put the creeps, buff the creeps and run boxes and get ahead that way. Pillow is shit in lane, okay? It doesn't do much damage. Just don't run Pillow. Run 3 max and 2 max and you're gonna be fine. Character is crazy. Rem can't actively hard win the lane like the SD characters. He's a top 6 laner, but not like a top 4 laner, in my opinion. I think this is the worst laner in the game. Is that a hot take? No. Even, I saw a post on Reddit today, and Reddit usually hates carries, and even Reddit agreed that this is the worst laner in the game. Easiest hitbox hit in the game. You shoot him in the head, he dies, and he's weak. He's the weakest laner in the game. I don't think there is a laner that is worse than 7. Yeah, I'm looking at the rest of the characters. I think 7 is the worst laner in the game. Okay, Shiv is solid B tier. He definitely fell off in lane a bit. The way you kind of want to win the lane now is put like 2-3 knives on someone, right? Get really good harassment damage. And then once you get decay and ultimate, you can start killing. But before then, you actually kind of got to respect the enemy. So I'll put Shiv like high B tier. Silver, easily A tier character in lane. Some people think she's weak. She really doesn't die. She has some of the highest base HP in the game, and she actually does really good damage. It is true that before you have ult, you probably won't get a kill, unless the enemy fucks up, but you also can't die, right? So on Silver, you get to your wolf form, and then you kill them by getting wolf form, and that's how you play the lane. Sinclair is A+. He has the same nuke potential as Mina, or maybe even like Geist. Like almost, he might be above Mina, depending on how you play him. He has insane nuke potential. High A tier. Venator, same story. I don't think he's like that crazy as long as you stay out of his range, but he can't die himself. He has really good gun damage in lane. He can trade well. And if the enemy is trying to punish you, you can stun them, right? And melee them, and then they die. So, like, he's very good. He's one of the best laners in the game for sure. Victor, I think, is just like, He's like, no, I don't know, man. He's never been super solid in lane. Like, he can't die if you play it well, but he can't win the lane. He's like, C tier. Vindicta, another A tier laner. As long as you stay at a safe distance. If you have anyone in front of you, one of your teammates that, like, ideally your lane partner is a character that can tank for you. You just sit above them, fly, you can't miss the crow. You stake them, you fly, you shoot them, they die, right? And then you have snipe on level, on max level. Viscous also A tier still. Splatter does a lot of good damage. Cube is one of the best abilities in the lane to save people from deaths, especially when the enemy gets ultimate. This character is just always solid. Viper, it's a lane tier list. I have to put Viper in S. I have to put Viper in S. This is definitely a top 3 laner in the game. It's hard to rank her higher than like Geist and Mirage and Celeste, but this is the best character in the laning stage. One of the best. She can one-shot you. More so than any other character, especially once you get ult, right? All the enemy needs to be is like half and they die to poison. They die to your 2. And even when they're max HP, once you have ult, you can one-shot them, literally. Yeah. Like Viper is easily a S tier laner. Warden is okay. I think he's solid. I don't know if A or B. I think he's solid. I also think Wraith is okay in lane. And Yamato is another, yeah. Okay, I lied. I said there was gonna be 3 S tier characters, but yeah. Yamato has to be in the S tier for lane. Same reason. Yamato is strong for the same reason Apollo is. You cannot trade against her efficiently. She has one ability that does insane damage and another that heals you, right? And stops the enemy from shooting you. You cannot trade efficiently against Yamato. The character is just always really solid in lane. There you go. That's the laning tier list. Again, this is not the overall game, okay? So for the people in chat that are confused, I think Viper is a pretty bad character, but she has a good laning stage. If you want to win more lanes, pick the S tier characters. Just so happens that a lot of the S tier characters are also the meta characters. Funny how that works.